Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Purple Slushy here, bringing you guys another video. Now, a decent amount of people have asked me lately, what's better, Succession or Awakening? When I stream, sometimes in comments, people be asking me that. And honestly, it's all up to you and your playstyle and what you like doing. So in this video, I'm going to try to explain the best way I can of what Succession does and what it offers versus what Awakening does and what it offers. I'm not going to be going over any combos for either of the classes, as that will be covered in other videos, and if you guys want to see how Succession Sorcerer plays and is supposed to be played, I will leave the link to the Succession guide in the video down below. So let's get started. First off, let me talk to you a little bit about Succession Sorceress. So Succession Sorceress is the pre-awakened version of Sorceress. This offers a dynamic, always on the move playstyle with less effort from the players, as the combos are pretty straightforward. Succession lacks in stamina management and defense, but excels in high mobility, kite ability, and damage. Succession is also very dominant in PvE, allowing players to grind monsters at a very high rate of speed. Succession is very nice, super high burst, super good in PvP, and amazing in PvE. Now, Awaken, on the other hand, Awakened Sorceress is the fully awakened version of Sorceress. This offers a fully protected, quick, and slippery playstyle with tremendous effort needed from the player, as the combos are very complex. Awakening excels in stamina management and defense with super high mobility, kite ability, and decent damage. Awakening has blossomed recently in PvE due to a buff to Violation. Awakening allows players to grind monsters at a high rate of speed while being in a more PvP friendly stance. Succession does outgrind Awaken in PvP, but if you do grind in Awaken, you'll always be ready for those duel for spots if someone does come and try to take your spot. Now, Succession and Awakening differ in a lot of ways, but they're the same in a lot of ways. They both have iframes, which keep you super protected. They both are super fluid with how the moves flow with each other. But Succession lacks in stamina management, where Awakening excels, but Succession does have an insane amount of burst. In this clip right here, you'll see me go in, pop my ult, pop my E buff, keep going in, keeping the pressure up, and making the enemies back up off me because of how much damage I'm putting out. Succession offers this type of super high-paced, fast, dynamic playstyle where you're always on the move. With Succession, you will need a couple things to make it work. One, you will need super high DP. The reason why you will need super high DP is for the fact that in order to take a lot of the damage that people are going to be pumping out, you have to keep your frontals up and your super armors up. Now, if you don't have a lot of DP, your only protection is frontal guards and super armors. And if your DP is really low, when you get hit through a frontal, your frontal's gonna break, you're gonna get CC'd, and you're gonna die. Now, if you're Awakening, maybe you don't have that much DP, but you have a couple things to counteract that. One being Nightmare, which is an amazing invis buff that you get where you can go invisible and nobody can see you. During this time period where you go invisible, you give your enemies a run for their money with them not being able to know where you're at. For example, if you have 5 or 6 people on you and you go invisible, they can't really do anything, which you will see in this clip right here. But if you're Succession and you don't have that invisible move, you have to kind of weave in and out of combat in a way that will keep you protected, but also in a way that will give you an advantage over your enemies to be able to kill them. Being able to weave in and out of your combat super fluidly and as often as you would like with Awakening gives you the option to attack when your opponents are least expecting it. For example, if I want to try to get a kill quick on somebody without them knowing, I could go into Nightmare really fast, come out, CC someone out of invis, get the kill, and then skedaddle. Whereas if I was in Succession, I would have to kind of weave my way in and out of the battle, get the kill with the opponent seeing me, and then get out, all without being killed, which is nice but requires gear and also skill. Another thing that Awakening Sorc excels in is being able to 1vx. 1 being the invis, 2 being your iframes, 3 having a move called Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper is basically a giant slash that you can do with your scythe that puts out insane DPS at the same time as being able to kill multiple people at once, like you guys just saw in that clip. In a clip like that, it's really important that you get your opponent CC'd correctly, because if you don't get everyone CC'd at the right time, you will end up dying and you will end up not being able to get the kill because one of the people will have ended up CCing you. 1vxing on Succession Sorc is a little bit different than Awakening Sorc, as they are both phenomenal for 1vxing. It all comes down to personal preference, where Awakening gives you the nice stamina management, defense with a constant block and an invis. Succession gives you high damage, high mobility, high burst with an amazing ult, which you guys see right here, that you can catch your opponents off guard with and get quick kills and finish your opponents off before they even knew what had happened. But when you don't have your ult, it's a little bit of a different story. In this clip, you guys will notice that I do not have my ult up. So all the moves and all the attacks that I have to do here are all just basic attacks and trying to get catches. In a situation like this, it's crucial to always stay moving and to always make sure that you're using moves when you're supposed to, keeping your frontal guards up, keeping your super armors up. As you can see here, I get CC'd, but they're not able to finish me off as my gear is keeping me alive. So when you're in Succession, it's very important to have higher DP, preferably being an invasion build with all pen armor is probably the most basic necessities that you will need to perform 1vx's on Sorcerer Succession. But as you can see here, since they're not able to finish me up, I'm able to get back up, get the kills, and finish them both off. So it's not as smooth as being able to go into invis, coming out, you know, dipsy doodling around, but it does give you that nice sense of high burst, high damage, and great kiteability. Last but not least, we are going to be getting into dueling. Now, dueling is very in particular on how you want to play. For example, a lot of people like Awakening because you are able to do things which is called combo extending. What a combo extension does is it allows you to push your opponent past the CC limit, allowing you to finish off really high evasion and high DR builds that you normally wouldn't be able to finish off without extending the CC. This is why a lot of people choose to use Awakening in 1v1, as it is the superior stance, allowing you to finish off super high geared evasion players or DR players. Now with this being said, it doesn't mean that Succession Sorc is bad by any means in 1v1s. It just means that you'll need a little bit more practice and dedication in order to finish off those high geared players. But with that being said, don't make that statement confuse you. You will still need a lot of practice in order to pull off extension combos 1v1 Awakening. And of course, last but not least, I'm going to use a video I have against a tamer named K-Rog. This man is an insane tamer and is super geared, full pen armor and full pen DR with full pen accessories. You will see in this video that I have to go through extensive lengths in order to get this guy down and killed. Now, if I was using Awakening, it would have been easier, as if I were to CC him one time, I could catch him in a reset combo where I could keep extending the CC over and over again unless he resists it. Where on Succession, it's a little bit more effort, it's a little bit more time commitment into the kills, into the battle that you're fighting. As you can see, this fight, there will be times where I'll CC him 2-3 times, and I don't believe that I end up killing him until the 4th CC, so it just takes time and it takes patience. Where Awakening is very complex, very hard to understand and get into at first, but after you get the muscle memory down, doing reset combos becomes just second nature. Whereas Succession, it doesn't matter how good you get with the class. You could be the best Succession player ever, but unless you have an insane amount of gear, you're gonna have to work for your kills. Succession offers a smoother, easier playstyle than Awakening, as the combos aren't as complex. But Succession does offer more damage, which means you're you are able to kill people faster, and you are able to nuke people down in Node Wars or Siege a little bit faster than you would with Awakening. Also with Succession offers an immense amount of damage coming from being ranged. The amount of range damage that you have with Succession is very, very, very good compared to Awakening. Awakening Sorc, you have Dream of Doom and you have Discs, which are both very nice, but they're not the best damage-wise. Succession gives you Abyssal Flame and Bloody Calamity and Dream of Doom, which helps you to excel you into getting those good kills. I hope this covered everything for you guys. Don't forget, Succession is better than Awakening in PvE. Awakening just offers you the option of having decently high damage in PvE while also being able to protect yourself if you do get a duel for spot or PvP breaks out, because you're already in that PvP stance. If you're comfortable with Awakening, go Awakening. If you're comfortable with Succession, go Succession. At the end of the day, it's all on what you like. You know, if you like apples or if you like oranges, it's all up to you at the end of the day. For me, I prefer Succession. I like how it flows together super well. I like how it gives me really great damage in PvE. And I like the skill challenge that it gives me trying to 1vx where I don't have invis. I kind of have to, you know, try a little bit harder. I kind of have to make sure that I'm doing everything perfectly. But at the end of the day, it makes me a better player having to know all those things that I have to do at the end of the day in order to make myself successful in any 1v1 or 1vx situation. I hope this guide was able to help you guys out and decide what is better for you guys, Awakening or Succession. Don't forget, I stream every day on twitch.tv/purpleslushy, so if you guys want to ever see any of these clips live, everything happens there. Come over, hang out, chill. It's a great time. Until next time, it's been your boy Purple Slushy. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for all the support lately. It has been amazing. Until next time, peace.